and welcome to the Buena Vista Homes Real Estate Show with me, Efia Fusua. Now, the real estate industry is a very simple but complex one. What actually makes a big difference is when you have the finest of brains to help you have a better understanding what the real estate industry, particularly in Ghana, actually entails. And so in this season of the Real Estate Show, DAPT, the Buena Vista Homes Real Estate Show, will empower you and bring to you the best of information needed just so you can buy your house at the right place, at the right time, at the right price. Very important, just so you're getting value for money. And so if you're interested in investing in the real estate sector too, this is the best season for you. You don't want to miss any of our episodes at all. You're streaming live on our Facebook handle, on YouTube. Do want to subscribe to our channels just so you don't miss any of our episodes. Today, I have two special guests for you. They're two finest of brains when it comes to Ghana's real estate industry. Let's go for a quick break. When we do return, I'll introduce my guests and the show will begin proper. This is a Buena Vista Homes Real Estate Show with me, Efia Fusua. We're back shortly. Do stay. You're welcome back from the break. This is the Buena Vista Homes Real Estate Show with me, Efia Fusua. As I earlier indicated, this season is targeted at empowering you to buy your new home from the right place at the right price, just so you're getting value for money. And so today I have two of the finest brains in Ghana's real estate industry. Right, so I have with me Samuel Ewu and Kwabena Nyako. They're both founders of the Buena Vista Homes. The much touted Buena Vista Homes. They've been building homes for over 20 years. Quality homes, not just any home at all, but then quality homes as well. Hello, gentlemen. You're welcome to the Real Estate Show.
Yeah, thank you.
Right. You've been building homes for over 20 years. How have you been creating this magic over the decades? I'll start with you.
Yeah, I think Buena Vista set out with a vision, and that vision was to be able to build enclaves that are friendly, that are green, enclaves that will define home ownership. One thing about homes is that apart from your family, your home becomes a signature. Yeah. So if I come to your home, you should give me an idea of who you are. And so with Buena Vista, our intention was to build homes that reflect the personality of the people who own it. And that is why we do not do the regular kind of real estate in the country, but we always try to do something different to meet our clients' expectation.
Wow, Nyako, 20 years and counting. How's it been like for you?
It's been challenging. I think the general business environment in Ghana is quite challenging, and you have to have a lot of structure. You need to have a vision and stick with your vision. I think it's probably one of the things that we've tried to do over the years. We set out to create gated communities with just a different kind of ambience. So you drive into one of our estates and you feel there's something different about this place. And that's really the kind of thing that probably why we've been successful over 20 years plus.
Right. Interesting. Now, Samuel, it will help us have a better understanding. When we talk about real estate, what actually does it entail?
Right. To put it very simply, real estate is land and every structure that goes on it. It could be natural or created, but any land with any structure on it is real estate. All right, so basically that's it. There are different forms of real estate, but once there's land and there's a structure, you have a real estate.
Interesting, very simple. You explain it so simply, but then, and let me come to you, Kwabena Nyako. When we How has the real estate industry in Ghana evolved over the years?
Um, it's evolved significantly, I must say. If you look at just from our independence and our history, I mean, a lot of housing was built by government, and my focus here is on residential real estate. So it evolved over the years. Most of Dansoman and all these other communities were developed by government. But given that over the years there's been more and more of a private sector involvement, government has stepped back because obviously they don't have the resources to continue to develop these communities for people, for our citizens. So the real estate private sector stepped in about 1988, thereabouts. Greater as an association of private developers was set up, and they've continued to advance, you know, the whole private sector development. So you'll find that now most of the developments are done by private developers. There's very little government subsidy, so obviously it makes the houses a bit more expensive, you know. But there's been very good quality. You know, you'll see some of the amazing things other developers are doing, and we've also made an impact, you know, in the marketplace, and it's quite exciting.
Okay, Samuel, let me come back to you. When we talk about the types of real estate, it's such a broad industry. Break it down for us. What are the types?
All right, so we have industrial real estate, we have recreational real estate, we have commercial real estate, residential real estate, health real estate. I mean, I think generally the function to which a real estate is put defines the type of real estate that you have, and because each of them requires different, you know, considerations in terms of design and execution. So yes, I mean, you cannot have a commercial real estate have similar features like a residential real estate. They are situated within different contexts. So depending on the use to which you want to put a particular facility, it defines the area, and then also you can have parameters that inform how you churn it out.
Right, so the goal this season is to empower our cherished viewer, buy their own homes at the right time, from the right source, and at the right price as well. And so for the residential real estate in particular, what does it really entail, and what are the types?
Yeah, I think Buena Vista is very much into the residential real estate. And then within that space, you have the condos, the apartments, the duplexes, the bungalow types, and all of that, you know. So depending on what one is looking for, you are able to offer that kind. And I think that if we understand very clearly the essence of real estate, it's not just anything that goes. There are loads of consideration that one must put into the decision that one makes as to whether I want a bungalow type of home, or I want an apartment, or I want a duplex, or what have you. So there are differences in the residential real estate as well. But Buena Vista, you know, place within all those spaces.
Okay, so you mentioned a duplex, a condo in simple terms. What's really in there? What would I see if I walk into a duplex, a condo, and all of that?
All right, so a duplex would be a design which has, if you like, a semi-detached, as we put it very simply. The same thing is replicated on the other side, and they are joined, and it sits on the same land. And then you can also have a bungalow type, which is a detached home that sits on land by itself. Of course, apartments, we all know what they are. These are high-rise buildings, you know, where you have common areas that you share with other owners of the facility.
Now, let me come back to you, Kabina Nyako. Take us back into history. What really motivated the brain behind Buena Vista Homes?
Sami and I both come from a professional built industry background. So he's a quantity surveyor, I'm an architect. So I think it was a natural fit to put our skills and our vision, you know, together to kind of develop, this baby, as we call it. So we set out, again, like I keep talking about the vision, because really that's your guiding light. Once you have a vision, it keeps you on track, and that helped us keep our focus over the years as we set out to execute this vision of developing gated communities and family homes and so on.
So real estate isn't just about building homes. So you have an architect and a quantity surveyor coming together, and it explains the massive growth of the Buena Vista Homes brand. I'm sure you're enjoying the conversation already, but there's a lot more coming up. Let's go for a quick break. When we do return, we'll continue. Do stay. You're welcome back from the break. You're watching the Buena Vista Homes Real Estate Show with me, Efia Fosua. So we are privileged. I still have with me two of the finest brains in Ghana's real estate industry, Samuel Ewu and Kwabena Nyakon. They're breaking it down for us. We're in classroom already, so get your notepads, get your notebooks, and write a few things down. Samuel Ewu and Kwabena Nyakon, you're welcome back. Right. So before we went for that break, you made a point regarding how far you have come as a brand, the Buena Vista Homes. Now, talk to us about how you've been able to sustain such an indigenous brand for over 20 years.
I think it's just underpinned by a commitment to our clients, our potential homeowners. Each client that comes to us, we treat as special. And we have a saying between us that each building we've put up has its own different story. And so I think that passion, that desire, that commitment underpins everything we do. And that's what has sustained us. For us, it's just not a business. Right. It's our professional competence that we bring, to the brand. So I think that really drives us. That's probably what I say.
Right. That's why you say our Buena Vista Homes
are not built, they are crafted.
They are crafted. I like that.
Kwabena made a very solid point.
Right.
The kind of products that we put out on the market is not a product that can be relocated if you didn't want it. These are fixed products. And so in coming into a Buena Vista family, it's a family thing. People who are buying into a family culture. They are buying into an enclave. And again, like he said, I think that we do not cut corners in what we do. Over the years, we have always ensured that we are improving ourselves. And also the driver is actually in our name, Buena Vista, which is creating beautiful enclaves and beautiful views. Buena Vista itself is Spanish, and what it means is beautiful views, beautiful vistas, beautiful enclaves. So from the word go, that was our vision. Create environments that are beautiful, create environments that are wonderful. And that's what has been driving us up to this point.
I'm sure you can see from the pictures we're rolling on your screen, just so you have a better understanding and the description Samuel Ewu is given. You should step into a Buena Vista home enclave and you wouldn't want to even step out. The ambience, the design, and Kwabena Nyakon, talk to us about your designs. It's mind-blowing. I have been to other properties and I have seen yours as well. What goes into it? How do you come about these designs?
Interesting question. I think from an architect's point of view, it's it's an inspiration you get. You know, sometimes as you work on a design, certain aspects don't seem to fit very well for you. You know, so you keep at it till you feel you have a good product. It's like a potter with clay. You know, you keep working at it, you know, till you feel you have a good product. But one of the things that has driven us really is to try and bring nature into our enclaves. So if you walk into a development, one of the first things you notice is that we have lots of trees, and it is obvious that we've played down on hard concrete surfaces, and we try and have lots of trees and greens and nature. We want people to live in an environment where they relate with nature, and it's one of the distinguishing features. You know, you will typically find in between our homes, we don't have hard walls, you know, concrete block walls. We have a hedge, and it greens the place a bit more, makes, you know, the environment cooler. The kids love it because they get to play with nature, they interact with nature, and it's just one of the signature, you know, things that we've kept our vision of trying to, you know, keep that environment.
Right. Samuel, let me come back to you. What have the other things? I know there are a number of things that make you stand out as a brand, but then apart from the design, the ambience, the fact that I walk into a Buena Vista enclave and I don't want to come back again. If you want to go on a tour, please give me a call. I'll take you there, and you would love the homes you see. What you're seeing on screen now are just pictorial views. You should be. Give me a call. I'll take you on a tour in any of the Buena Vista homes, and you would love it. But then talk to us about the other things that make you stand out. I have seen for myself, but for the viewer, talk to us about those two.
All right, so we keep saying that Buena Vista homes are not built, they are crafted. And it's simply because we pay a lot of attention to details. When we're finishing a Buena Vista home, we have different craftsmen that do different aspects of the work. I think most people presume that if you have a mason, he is good to do any and everything, but that is not the case. At Buena Vista, we have masons that do the raw work, the raw concrete kind of works. And then we have masons that do plastering and finishings. And then you have masons that do the detailing. They all have different skills. We don't bundle them, you know. So attention to detail is very important. And we take our time to craft the buildings so that they come out with great character. And then I think also Kobna mentioned professionalism. We do not cut corners. We engage with professionals to give us good advice as to what we should do. So even though he's an architect, I'm a quantity surveyor, we work with engineers, structural engineers, mechanical engineers, and you know, it's a teamwork. We have a team of these professionals who we meet over a design to critique it and to ensure that we're getting everything right. We don't boss it over them. The people come up with very great, you know, ideas, and once they are convincing, we stick with it. And then, of course, customer service. You know, giving our clients what they deserve. More especially, every client has his own peculiar needs. You know, which is why Kobna said earlier that every Buena Vista home is a story. So you could have this a model in our enclave, but could have 10 different varieties because each client has certain specific detailing that means so much to them. So it's just being very deliberate at reflecting a customer's needs and creating what will make a customer happy. And we go at lengths to make sure that all of that is done.
Indeed, the homes at Buena Vista are not built, they are carefully crafted. And I'm sure by now you'd want to own a home by Buena Vista Homes. Well, I have started making my susu already. You don't want to be left out, and do well to give us a call. You can also reach out to Buena Vista Homes on www.mybuenahomes.com. You get all the information needed on how you can buy a Buena Vista home. When you come, as Samuel indicated, they'll sit down with you and customize something to suit your lifestyle. The homes there are not just built. There's a story behind every house you see at Buena Vista Home, and your story is waiting to be told there as well. So do give Buena Vista Homes a call. Their information is detailed on the crawler you have rolling on your screen, and you can trust them to definitely sort you and the family out. Right, so I'm sure the journey hasn't been without challenges. How have you been able to move through all of that?
I think it's perseverance. It's a commitment to excellence. It's waking up every morning and realizing that somebody's dream of home ownership depends on you. So you have to keep yourself going. It's a very challenging environment, especially with financing. You don't get that much support from financial institutions. There are also major issues with land litigation, and it's tough. But I guess there's only one way to go, which is to keep going.
Right, it's tough. But I guess there's only one way to go, and it's to keep going. That's according to Kwabena Nyako. We go for a break at this point, and we are back shortly with more. You're still watching the Buena Vista Homes Real Estate Show with me, Ifia Fusa. We're also streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube as well. We are back shortly. To stay. You're welcome back from the break. You're watching the Buena Vista Homes Real Estate Show with me, Ifia Fusua. I still have with me Kwabena to my extreme right and Samuel, who are founders of the Buena Vista Homes. You're detailing and helping us have a better understanding what real estate actually entails. I'll come to you, Samuel. You have clients that have lived in your homes for over 20 years. What's the experience has been like? What feedback do you often get?
Yeah, I think that generally we've had positive feedback from our clients. And I think the beauty of the Buena Vista Enclave is that the longer you live, the more beautiful the place gets. Because
ooh, I like that.
Yes, the longer
Say
you
that
live,
again.
not the longer you live in the enclave, the more beautiful the experience gets. Okay. And it's simply because when we start an enclave, we have all the trees and all the greens and all the natural things planted, and they grow with time. All right. So you stay there for 20 years and you don't want to go anywhere. By your 20th year, you find that you are almost in a forest, okay, and you have very beautiful, landscape all around you. Yes, but so our clients love that, and won't trade that or anything. It's always been a beautiful experience.
Right. Talk to us about the greenery. It's one distinctive thing that greets you the moment you enter Buena Vista Homes Enclave. What goes into it?
Nature has its own therapeutic effect on people. So once you get into an environment with such effect, you love to be there. So we do not take it lightly. We actually have very stringent rules in the estate with regards to taking down trees or hedges. If you have to touch a hedge or touch a tree, you need permission, and then we have to evaluate the effect of what you want to do and see whether it will have a positive or it will have a negative effect on the total environment. Because within any enclave, your value of your home or the value of somebody else's home depends on your house, the way you have kept it, the way you've kept your lawns, and all of that. So it's exciting. Mm-hmm. I mean, to be in that.
And all of that helps in increasing the value of your own property.
But what also happens is that you are literally growing your own oxygen. Right. All right.
Okay.
So we are breathing natural oxygen. Oh. Very fresh.
I like that.
Super fresh. you know,
super fresh.
and that keeps you healthy.
Okay.
All right, and that is why I won't trade that for anything. Yeah.
See, if at this point you haven't picked the number to call to book an appointment to go on a tour, just so you can have a better understanding what we are talking about here, you're missing a lot. Please go on to www.mybuenahomes.com. You can reach out to them on all your social media platforms, on Facebook, on Instagram. Go and see the pictures for yourself. What you're seeing on screen right now is very little. Go and see the pictures for yourself, or give us a call, and we will definitely take you on a tour so you can see things for yourself. Let me come to you, Kwabena. Your spacing, it's unique. What goes into it?
I think from just the urban planning point of view, once we have a space you have to plan, there are different things that you factor in. You have to look at solar orientation, you have to look at ventilation, you have to look at vehicular access in and out of the estate, you have to look at your landscaping, your trees. You want to create some effect. So how are you aligning your roads so that at certain times of the day, maybe they'll cast a shadow because of the east-west axis. You look at just the whole community.
So
how
the
are you planning
positioning
it?
of a building determines how much sunlight goes in. Is that what I mean?
Yeah, you have to look at all those things,
Okay.
because in certain cases, the best orientation is a north east west, so that the shorter facades of the building will be on the east and west, because the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. So you want to avoid having large windows that face the east, but sometimes you can't avoid it, so you try and tamp down the effect by planting trees, or maybe introducing some solar shading effects and so on. So there are different things that you will do with that, but you factor all that into the community planning. You also don't want to have, as much as possible, you want to avoid having straight views, so that once you enter, you can see the whole of the estate, right on the street. So sometimes you may want to align it such that it gives you the feeling of exploring. As you walk through the estate, you discover new things, you come across new views. We may create an open space somewhere where you can sit, have a little chat with your neighbor, so all those things go into the planning of the estate.
Right.
So
Samuel, in wrapping up, what would you say?
Yeah, I mean, the only investment that gives you real return is real estate.
Say that again.
The only investment that gives you real return is real estate. And so if you are investing surplus funds into real estate, then it's because you expect real return. And the best place to get that is Buena Vista Homes, because at Buena Vista, as the enclave ages, the property values go up. So what are you waiting for? Buena Vista Homes are not built.
They are crafted. This is a Buena Vista Homes Real Estate Show. We are back same time next week with another power-packed edition. We have episodes in relation to land. Very important coming up for you. You don't want to miss that as well. We are back same time next week. And I'll see you. Bye.